An important part of the standard opening is the anti-retaliation warning. This is much more than a legal formality. It is a commitment that the organization will protect individuals who participate in the investigation in good faith. Whether someone is making a complaint, responding to allegations, or providing information as a witness, they should be able to participate without fear of punishment, intimidation, or negative consequences, because they cooperated with the investigation. Many employees hesitate to speak openly during an investigation because they worry about what might happen afterward. They may fear being treated differently by a supervisor, being excluded by coworkers, or damaging workplace relationships. By clearly explaining the organization's prohibition against retaliation at the beginning of the interview, investigators help reduce these concerns and encourage participants to provide complete and honest information. At the same time, this warning demonstrates that the organization has taken reasonable steps to prevent retaliation, strengthening the fairness and defensibility of the investigative process. Although the message remains the same, the warning should be tailored to the role of the interviewee. For complainants, the investigator should explain that the organization takes their concerns seriously and that they will not face retaliation simply because they raised a complaint in good faith, even if the investigation ultimately does not substantiate the allegation. For witnesses, the investigator should emphasize that they are participating to help establish the facts, and should report any concerns if they experience negative treatment because of their involvement. The warning is particularly important when interviewing the respondent. The investigator should clearly explain that retaliation of any kind is strictly prohibited during and after the investigation. The respondent should be instructed not to contact the complainant or attempt to influence witnesses about the investigation unless specifically authorized. They should also understand that any retaliatory behavior will be treated as a separate matter and may result in disciplinary action regardless of the outcome of the original allegation. Investigators should also explain what retaliation actually means. Many people associate retaliation only with obvious actions such as dismissal or demotion, but retaliation can also take more subtle forms. Examples include excluding someone from meetings, spreading rumors, assigning undesirable work, reducing responsibilities without justification, changing schedules unfairly, or creating a hostile work environment because the individual participated in the investigation. The key principle is that no one should suffer adverse treatment because they reported a concern, cooperated with an investigation, or exercised their workplace rights. Equally important is providing participants with a clear reporting process. Interviewees should know exactly who to contact if they believe they have experienced retaliation after the interview. This may be the investigator, a human resources representative, or another designated individual within the organization. Encouraging prompt reporting allows the organization to address concerns quickly before they escalate into larger workplace conflicts or additional complaints. Finally, investigators should remember that the anti-retaliation message does not end when the interview is over. Participants should be reminded throughout the investigation that retaliation will not be tolerated and that any concerns should be reported immediately. When the investigation concludes, it is good practice to reinforce this message once again as employees return to their normal working relationships. Consistent communication helps maintain trust in the investigative process and reinforces the organization's commitment to a respectful and safe workplace. An effective anti-retaliation warning reassures participants that they can speak honestly without fear, protects the integrity of the investigation by encouraging open cooperation, and demonstrates the organization's commitment to fairness, accountability, and respectful treatment of everyone involved.